Hey, Team Greely. Welcome to the Rugged Professional Studio. My name is Angela Glass, and today we have such a special episode. We have Lieutenant General Sean Gainey, the Commanding General of U.S. Army Space and Missile Defense Command, with us today. Lieutenant General Gainey, thank you so much for being here with us. We know that your tenure is about to come to a close. And before we get started with anything, I just want to say we are so incredibly thankful for your amazing leadership during your time here. And I just want to know what thoughts are coming to mind as you close this chapter of your career.
Yeah. So first of all, Angela, thank you for having me again. On your show. I remember the first time I came to Fort Greely and you all had me sit down and do an interview. I can say that the set here has become amazing, a little intimidating now. I feel like I'm on a real TV show. But
You are.
I know. I feel like it too. But yeah, it's amazing. You know, when you look at not only completing about 2.5 years as the commander of U.S. Army Space Command and the incredible mission and incredible people and soldiers that we have inside of this command, from Fort Greely, what we do here with the most strategic mission inside of our Army, and I could argue across our nation, to what we're doing with our space assets, what we're doing with now we have 2 new Army Air and Missile Defense Commands under this command. It's been an amazing 2.5-year ride. And then if I stretch that back to my complete 30-year time in the Army, it's been a great ride. And I couldn't have imagined ending it any way than being a commander of Space and Missile Defense Command. And one of my last opportunities on active duty of being here at Fort Greely, seeing the amazing team at Fort Greely.
Wow, that's such a great perspective. Let's rewind just a little bit. So you took command of SMDC in January of 2024.
Yes.
What was your background, the background that you talk about? How did that set you up for success at SMDC?
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. The Army has really invested in me. You know, I've spent a career in all of the different command levels of air defense, from battery commander of a Patriot battery supporting CENTCOM, then commanding a Patriot battalion in Germany supporting EUCOM. Then I commanded a brigade, pretty much supporting CENTCOM with Patriot and a short-range air defense, where we had units spread all over the place. Then I went to the Joint Staff, got an opportunity to work global force management in the J3, and then moved on to command a Army Air and Missile Defense Command in Indo-PACOM. And then, after doing that, I had the opportunity to lead the department's Joint Counter-UAS office. So through all of the air defense command jobs in the Army and Joint Staff enterprise jobs, I've been very fortunate enough to build experience. By the time I got to SMDC, I was pretty savvy in what to do moving forward.
It's definitely clear that your expertise kind of shaped the success of SMDC for the past couple of years. During your time in command at Fort Greely, we've seen some key milestones and ongoing enhancements to our ground-based mid-course defense system and the integration of new space capabilities. Can you highlight a few achievements from your tenure that you're most proud of, particularly those that have bolstered our missile defense mission in Alaska's challenging environment?
Yeah, very challenging environment. And a lot of the accomplishments, I would say, is really being able to enhance our soldiers' ability to operate in this type of environment, because we have no excuse in this strategic mission set. And, forcing and picking up on the great work that was already done by the previous commander, and then pushing it forward to ensure our soldiers have the right support, the systems, the facilities to be able to do their job on site, and leveraging my previous job as the director of the Joint Counter-UAS office, bringing in the latest counter-UAS, counter-unmanned aerial system capabilities to be able to bolster the security of this site. Really proud of that.
Wow, that's amazing. These accomplishments really underscore the importance of our work. But speaking of challenges that you've overcame, Fort Greely operates in one of the harshest climates in the world. Sub-zero temperatures, remote location, and we have a no-fail mission. So how have you and your team addressed these to ensure our rugged professionals remain ready and resilient, aligning with the Army's focus on like the people first priorities?
Yeah. Fort Greely is a special place.
Yeah,
It really is.
It takes a special person to be here.
I agree, 100%.
You have to want to be here.
And one of the things that I've noticed about Fort Greely and the community are the people. And I just want to say that first because this is a great opportunity. You know, my wife Vera and I, we really love. She's more popular here than I am, for the record.
You are accurate.
and she loves it. The first time I brought her here, she just fell in love with not only Greely, the local town, and Alaska, and it's just a special place. But that special place come with, like you highlighted, harsh, austere conditions. And my role has been really not only leveraging the great work that's being done by the garrison commander. We have some garrison commanders that have done some great work here, and really appreciate the detailed day in and day out work with her and the staff and the overall community, and the way this community punches well above their weight class day in and day out. It's tough as a commander when you're constrained by some of the resources that we're able to fully get to the location.
Yes.
But being able to see the community rally and still just continue to produce amazing results, seeing the, whether it's the cafe, whether it's the indoor playground, just watching these quality of life initiatives continue to push forward while, I, as a senior mission commander, not only focus on the garrison, but also focus on the Unit 49th that's out there executing the mission. It's just a great teamwork. There's been a lot of great teamwork moving forward to really focus on the needs and care of not only the soldiers, but everybody living here in this special community.
No, I definitely agree. And it's so awesome to receive acknowledgement that, we have a team who works very hard here.
Yeah. And I'll add another piece, and so, everybody is interested in Fort Greely, but it's not until you actually come and walk the ground here at Fort Greely. And that's one of the things I encourage, and that's probably one of the things that I'll add to your question, is encouraging our senior leaders to get out here and actually see what our soldiers in our community go through day in, day out, so you have a better understanding. So we were fortunate to get the Chief of Staff of the Army out here. And so that was huge, and he has a great appreciation for the missions that he's always had. But actually getting out here and seeing the team, the feedback has been phenomenal, and it's cascading across the entire Army staff to support
that's
this
fantastic
community.
To hear. And Miss Patty,
Yes,
them driving here, I think was such a great opportunity to see kind of how what we drive daily, and you get more than if you were to just fly.
Right, I agree.
So we were very actually happy that happened. That was a great visit. So on that note, SMDC's mission is all about providing global space missile defense and high altitude capabilities to the Joint Force. How does Fort Greely's role in defending against intercontinental ballistic missiles fit into the broader Army strategy, like you were talking about, for multi-domain operations and enhancing deterrence against strategic threats?
Yeah, great question. And well said.
Thanks.
Well said. Yeah, so
I learned from the best.
It fits nicely, and it fits perfectly. And as we continue to move forward in looking at how we're going to provide the optimal defense to the homeland, the role that the mission set here at Fort Greely plays is critical in defending our homeland. Can't get into too many details, but from an overarching high-level perspective, very critical in the defense of our homeland.
Wonderful. You have been a strong advocate for modernizing our forces, including the creation of the new Space Operations MOS and transforming SMDC into a warfighting headquarters. Can you tell me what innovations or what advancements during your tenure have positioned us for future threats, and how do they reflect the Army's commitment to modernization?
Yeah, love that question. Another great question. You're doing great here.
Thank you.
We're on a roll because you're exactly right. warfighter focus for the command. And the reason that's important is because as Space and Missile Defense Command transform, we're really transforming the organization to meet the future threats across the gamut of space and missile defense. So from a space perspective, you highlighted earlier that, we created and got approved the Army Space MOS. So now we no longer have to rely on air defense, signal corps, and military intelligence soldiers to man our Army space equipment. We'll actually have a MOS, a 40 Delta MOS, where we'll have Army space soldiers manning our capabilities so we can train them, make them future non-commissioned officers, future warrant officers, or future officers, and continue to build to an space branch. If you look at the air defense perspective, we've added 2 additional Army Air and Missile Defense Command. These are essentially 2 division-sized organizations under SMDC. 263rd has the mission of defending the homeland, and now the way we've realigned, we've taken 100th, where 49th is subordinate to here at Fort Greely, and have put that organization under the 263rd Army Air and Missile Defense Command, which is a National Guard double AMDC with the mission of defending the homeland, and they do other defending the homeland missions. So it allowed us to align those mission sets while keeping a focus on delivering a homeland. We also have 32nd Army Air and Missile Defense Command under the command, and they're in the fight right now inside of CENTCOM. So when you hear the waves of tactical ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and one-way attacks, they're over there right now defending our forces inside of Central Command. So really exciting what's going on across this command, and when it comes to the warfighter perspective, really getting after it.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's inspiring to see everything that you have accomplished during your time in SMDC for the past couple of years. But as we look ahead, when we talk about, how we're evolving as a key national security asset, especially with the 49th Missile Defense Battalion at the forefront, what's your vision for our future?
Yeah.
What do you see?
Yeah. Continuing to execute a niche mission that this organization does on this location, and this location embracing it and providing the optimal location to be able to do that. And then taking the innovation that's being done by the Missile Defense Agency, who are a great partner with us on that site, and building out the next generation type capabilities to support this mission set. And we're really excited with some of the work that they're doing to help us take what we do now to the next level with those capabilities.
That's awesome. So on a more personal level, General Gainey, you've led us through a period of significant, I was going to say change, because it really is, it's change, and significant change. What has been the most rewarding part of commanding a dedicated group? What has been so rewarding about that?
Well, if you look across the command, just like I highlighted here at Fort Greely, we have special people inside of this command who really care and are passionate about what they do for not only this mission, but for the entire Army. And if you look across the gamut of what this command is doing, I'll just put out a couple examples. The Army put out, the Chief of Staff of the Army put out a concept of transformation in contact and wanted Army forces to start moving that way to deliver capability faster and quicker. Well, SMDC is naturally organized to where we have a tech center and a center of excellence and a warfighting organization. So when the Chief of Staff says transformation in context, he's really saying he wants to operationalize the acquisition process and get capability out to the warfighter as fast as possible.
Okay.
So inside of this command, with the special people we have in this command and the passion that they have behind what they do, we were able to develop space capability for the operator, take it to our center of excellence and get it to the warfighter rapidly and have them do changes and recommended changes and turn that back around to the point where we were doing that within months as opposed to years, which is
Wow.
completely transforming the acquisition process. So these are the type of people that we have in this command, and they're coming to me saying, "Hey, sir, we can go faster," because they love what they do. So when we hit the portion, the time frame when we were reducing the government civilian population, and it was a very tough time. And the DRPs that were coming down, and the angst inside of the formation, where we had civilians inside of our formation didn't know whether or not they'll have a job the next day, depending on how things were going to fare it out. And leading the organization at that time and building the trust with the command was probably one of the proudest moments, because it's not all rosy, but being able to chart a waypoint and say, "Hey, trust me," because I may not give you what you want to hear, but at least laying out a path for us as a command to get better and come through this in a stronger position is a rewarding moment inside of command. And then watching the team come through that tough time and really starting to now rebuild the organizations, regrow some of the significant experience we lost with some of the DRPs, and continuing to plot the moving forward, and watching and optimizing the command as part of that process to where this command has a bright future as we move forward. And space and missile defense is one of the priorities inside of the department, and being part of that optimization reorganization is really a proud moment.
And the amount of, one thing that comes to my mind when you talk about that is the amount of trust that our civilian workforce, our 49th Missile Defense Battalion, the amount of trust that they had in your leadership shows a lot about your character, and you can take that as you close this chapter, how much they had to trust you, because that was a really challenging time. It was very challenging when you would have your town halls and you had to give answers that you're
Tough
like,
answers, yeah.
I am not sure the answer to this question,
But I felt it was important at that time to, again, find a way to message and communicate, because, at time when things are tough is really the trying times. When it comes to leadership. And my focus was truly the care of the people in this organization, and ensuring they had the latest and most updated information. May not at times been the information that people want to hear, but at least hear it through a constant voice and a constant source that hopefully you trust, and at least you were able to adjust, lift, and shift, and then move forward based off of information that's accurate, as
then
opposed to...
Then it becomes more about consistency and transparency.
Agree. And so that was important to us, and that's why we prioritized that.
No, that's fantastic.
And that was, the entire team, the entire leadership team. Rick DeFada just retired, and we wished him off in great fashion. But, he was a major part of that also. And, and as him and I would have those conversations of, what the changes would come out in Kelly and our G1, as soon as she would get a change, she would come to us and tell us that change, and then formulate. And then Rick would bring the team together. And again, just great people inside of this organization that truly want to see the best for our workers inside of this command.
I really thank you for that's a fitting tribute to all of our staff here at Fort Greely, at SMDC, at the 49th, and everywhere. Your leadership has left an incredible mark on Fort Greely, and I want to say thank you so much for your leadership. Is there anything, as we near the end of this conversation, is there anything that you want to leave with our staff as you depart?
Yeah, I'll leave it.
Any wise words?
Yeah, I'll leave it how I started, that, Fort Greely is a special place with special people. And that's why my wife always wants to come with me when I come to Fort Greely, because she loves being around the people. Everybody's friendly. Everybody's in this together, and everybody has a genuine care for this community and truly want to see it get better. That's why I love the town halls that I did here, is because you get to actually get the feedback, the raw feedback, and then it's incumbent on us to try to reinvest that feedback. But it's never adversarial. It's always from a position of, hey, here are some ideas that we think can help moving forward. And again, just a special place, and I'm going to miss it. But just because I'm retiring doesn't mean I won't be back. So we love Alaska. And so my wife has already said we're coming back, and she's already plotted out where we're going to go visit. So it's
one of the first times I believe that we will definitely see you again. I'm like, Vera's coming back, and where she's going to make it happen regardless.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Team Greely, thank you so much for tuning in today. We ask that you would like this video, subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, stay rugged.